Welcome back to the Wrestling Bubble. We got another video, and tonight we're going to talk about Friday Night Smackdown. Let's go over the card.
Things are heating up for Jacob Fatu. He's going to be in a fatal four-way at Backlash against Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Damian Priest. And as we discuss stuff on the video, we're going to discuss how that came about. We also have the new tag team is still hot on SmackDown, Fraxium. Well, we'll see what they have in store for them. We also had the main event. Uh, I ain't got much to say about the main event, but we'll talk about it when we get there. So let's get started. We opened up SmackDown with LA Knight coming out to discuss what happened last week. But before LA Knight came out, he was walking by when Damian Priest was basically shoving and pushing and throwing some heat on Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. What do you think about that segment?
I thought it was just an okay segment until LA Knight popped on screen and the crowd went crazy. So, they do one of those where the cameraman follows the wrestler out to the ring from backstage. They did one of those shots for LA Knight. That was pretty cool. So he comes to the ring, cuts a promo, and what happened after that?
Basically, his promos basically is he's blaming Damian Priest why he's not the number one contender for the United States title against Jacob Fatu. Next minute, Damian Priest got tired of hearing LA Knight complaining to the point that he came out and they both had a little, cutthroat kind of promo saying either should be blaming each other just because they're for their failure. Honestly, I did like the promo with Damian Priest, LA Knight, because it showed a little bit that Damian Priest can handle himself a little bit more in his promo. To me, that was probably one of his best promos he done.
Yeah, I still think LA Knight put in most of the work here.
Yeah, of course. It's like he was giving him it's like he was giving him a few bullet points. Like he will say something so Drew can have a way to talk back too. Because everyone knows LA Knight is great on the mic.
Yeah. So let me see. Trying to think of what actually happened next. When I say SmackDown, sometimes it's hard to watch. This episode had ups and downs. I would say it had more downs than ups.
Another thing that was having some downs and up was Jade Cargill coming out to confront Tiffany Stratton because she wants to be the next in line to go for her against her title. Um, I don't know why Jade is all of a sudden getting a woman's title match and she's still green in the ring. Like, okay, yes, you look good and stuff, but you're still learning how to wrestle. Heck, her promo tonight was actually the best one she did since she's been in WWE.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I did like that promo. But man, in the ring you could just see it. Like she's still real green. Like the selling, it never looks right. Just I mean, I don't know, man. She need work. Obviously, she got the look, and she's got, I, I guess, a gimmick cosplaying Storm,
Whatever she doing.
but oh man, in the ring it's just boring because it just looks like she's trying to remember the next move or whatever sequence they're about to do. Like it don't look natural yet. So like that's something she'll get better at as long as she puts in the work, the practice and whatever. But everything else is kind of starting to come together.
Yeah, a little bit. I just feel like she's not ready to be on that level yet because I know basically during this segment you have Nia Jax also talking about she want a rematch for her belt. And I know a lot of people don't really like her, but honestly, she's like one of the most hated women in WWE. That's why they put her on TV because she's actually good in ratings, apparently.
Hmm. Well, what happened next?
Well, during that segment,
Yeah.
well, because of that segment, Naomi came out to confront Jade also. So
Mhm.
you already know what Nick Hollis was gonna do. Tag team match.
Of course. You know what I was hoping he was gonna say is fatal four
Me
way,
too.
and then we get people partnering up in the middle of that match. But of course, we ain't on the same team, and eventually you get them all scrapping. But no,
Exactly.
we couldn't do that. That would have actually been nice.
No, instead he has
Yo,
a number one
do you
contender
know?
for next
Look,
week.
that was a perfect opportunity. You just had a TLC match,
Right.
right? You got a fatal 4-way. It's no DQ, but that don't mean they got to bring like the kitchen sink and everything
Right.
out. They look a simple chair shot, maybe a two people putting somebody through a table spot. Call it a day as far as that goes. But like you really could have told a story and really kind of built little rivalries in a fatal 4-way match if they would have did it right, which could have led to a tag team match,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and then that could have furthered the story, the character build up, etc. But for whatever reason, he had to do the can they coexist as a tag team? Like I don't know why they like using that angle, but no. Let's try and leave that back in like what 2020, 2021, 2022. Let's leave it back there.
Yeah. I was hoping for him to announce a Fatal 4, but I get why he didn't do it because Jade and Naomi, they're still trying to make that story longer, especially since Bianca is out. So that's why they're just doing this nothing
Yeah, they
match.
trying to like this is filler.
But I would say I did not like how Jade won by pinning Nia Jax.
Yeah, I was hoping that they were like, I guess, restarting Nia Jax for this season, but yeah, I don't like how she had. I mean, I guess somebody had to lose, right? And we knew Tiffany and Jay weren't losing, so there you go.
Yeah, so I guess their angle is they're trying to make Jade at this point like this dominant female wrestler. And with this, if that's the angle they're going, I hope when Bianca does finally come back, she comes back as heel Bianca, because she has every right to turn on Jade, also, not just Naomi.
Yeah. Um. I mean, originally, and I still do, but originally I wanted Bianca and Naomi to be on the same page. And who knows, maybe it's the long route where
Right.
we end up heading in that direction. Once Bianca's had enough, you know, everybody like look, Naomi was just talking about she used to be the good Naomi and hee hee ha ha. But she said enough is enough. That was the old Naomi. The new Naomi, she want gold.
Mm-hmm. But she needs to work on that ring entrance, though, because it looked like she just made up some stuff on the fly.
Yeah, I need her. Look, those vignettes that they were showing between her and Jade, and when Naomi was talking about be cautious, like caution and all that, but like she was looking like a savage in those videos. She
Exactly.
needs to show that version of herself in the ring, like when
Yeah,
she's
because get rid
coming
of
out
that.
cutting those promos too. She needs the vignette needs to match what she does in the ring and when she's cutting backstage promos and stuff. Cause that to me, that character is diabolical. I like that version of her.
You know, there was also another thing that happened in SmackDown. Randy Orton cut a promo about John Cena. I fell asleep because
Yeah, it was like generic babyface promo until like the last maybe 2 minutes of the promo where now his face is like turned different colors and veins popping out his forehead and stuff and okay, now he's pumped up. That's when he finally started saying a little something good, but ultimately, it was just filler.
yeah, he's basically like saying how John Cena is taking advantage of the people because he increased his merch price and stuff. So I'm like, okay, you're trying to talk about people's pockets now. It's just like to me, it was just unnecessary to do because I'm like, dude, like,
This is stuff people complain about on social media, so it's one of those they're just showing they're tapped into the zeitgeist of the fans. You know, this is I remember when the fans were talking about how much they spent for WrestleMania tickets. It was like 30,000.
30,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a video of Randy Orton talking to fans, so that's their way of acknowledging that. And the fact that John Cena's heel turn hasn't been really much of a heel turn, considering like he's still selling a bunch of merch,
Yeah.
like with the same logos and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, uh, I don't know. Like he's pointing out stuff like that, like cheap pop stuff. So that was pretty much that. What happened next? What was the next segment?
You have the new tag team, debut last week, Fraxium. So tonight they actually had a fight pretty deadly. Just to speed up, they won. There's no need to get
Yeah,
too deep
nothing
into it.
special happened here.
No, it's
So we're gonna
like
move on.
there nothing really happened in that segment. But you also have something interesting. Looks like they're trying to do with Andrade and the cousins and stuff.
Oh, Los Garza
Yeah.
and Santos Escobar.
Mhm. I'm afraid they're gonna fire Santos.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I do like the fact that Andrade was talking a lot more. It sounds like his
Yeah.
English has gotten better,
Mhm.
so that makes me, hopeful when it comes to Andrade. I'm not the biggest Andrade fan, but like I can see potential. I mean, he's okay. Like I don't think he's the greatest in the ring. I know a lot of people think, whatever they think about him in that regard, but
Mhm.
he has a look. Um, I honestly like the way he talks. He just needs to learn more English. And I'm kind of seeing somewhat of a character develop with these backstage promos. So I'm looking forward to where it goes next. I guess starting like a little beef with him and Santos. Then you got Los Garzas, where it's like, okay, it you know what, this story's almost starting to sound a little recycled.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't know because somehow they're trying to tie Ray Phoenix into this mix too. Because before this segment of that Andrade coming out to tell to Santos, you had Santos versus Ray Phoenix, and of course Ray Phoenix won. And Santos, to fast forward back to that segment, was upset with like the Las Garzas that you have Andrade letting him know, you need to calm down, simple stuff. And do you remember, if you all sometimes WWE does this when they make people go to like someone else, they do fire the the same person who they used to be with.
Yeah, this was a weird episode.
Yeah, it was like I feel like they wasn't prepared to come up with matches
Yeah,
tonight.
it literally looked like they just threw stuff together. Like you saw like Vince McMahon in his last days type of booking tonight. Like I don't know what happened, but the booking was a little all over the place. This wasn't one of their best episodes.
No. And thank goodness they actually about to go to 2 hours. I believe at the end of this month in June, which would be great
Yeah.
because
Well, it'll be better. Will it be great?
yes, we don't
Let's
know yet.
hope.
Let's exactly because this 3 hours, I feel like it's just they make up stuff on the spot the day of.
Sleep
It's
inducing.
for real. It's like, all right, we're just gonna do this and y'all figure it out. I'm not feeling that. But also, we also got a random backstage segment with Michin and what's the girl with the red hair name?
B-Fab.
Yeah,
We
that
can
one.
skip this too. They
Oh my
basically
gosh,
won a tag team title
with
shot or
against Liv
whatever.
Morgan and Raquel. That's not happening.
Yeah,
Who
we're moving on. We look,
wants to
listen.
see that
We
match?
tried the Meechin thing with the U.S. Women's title. Enough is enough.
It's like nothing makes sense here.
Look, B-Fab fought Charlotte. Great, congratulations. Next, okay. No.
But now we can talk a little bit about the main event tonight with Jade and Tiffany versus Nia Jax and Naomi. I was it had some good stuff, don't get me wrong, but it had some, oh my gosh, can this match hurry up already? Because you have these ladies, oh my goodness. I just don't understand why they're pushing Jay so much. Like,
I think right now she's in the point of her career, even though it's been short in
right,
WWE, where it's like, okay, we got to throw you to the deep end every now and then. Let's just see how you do under pressure. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's that. Let's see how much you've truly progressed up to this point. And obviously this is solo. Well, not really, because she's in another tag team,
right.
but it's a can they coexist tag team. I mean, man,
They all
like,
want the same thing, Tiffany's title.
yeah.
They should have just honestly just made it a fatal 4-way for Backlash.
I
Like,
mean, this was like a major missed opportunity. I felt
but
like if this would have been a
again,
fatal 4-way match,
right.
this would have been so much better for the entire show. Like, just look how that TLC match cleaned the rest of the show up last week. That TLC match, we haven't had something good like that in a long time.
Right. To the point they open I think they somehow somewhere between Smackdown they made a little video package of it.
Yeah, exactly. Where they were praising all the accolades and whatnot
Mhm.
that match received. I mean, people loved it. It was across different headlines, and I
I
mean,
do
it was a nice
recommend
video package,
right.
for that TLC tag match. I would definitely watch that again. But
Yeah.
yeah. Uh
I do recommend looking up that match of TLC, the Street Profits, for last week. It was a good match.
what do we have next?
We don't have much. I mean, that pretty much sums up SmackDown. More
Yeah.
like Sleep Down. But
Yeah. So when I say what do we have next, I'm like, listen, that wasn't enough. I need more.
right. Oh, well, I know Alice the Black made his in-ring debut against The Miz.
Yeah. And I like
I
I
mean, it
like
was a
how I
decent
like how they
match.
led up to it, because I like seeing Miz and Carmelo's backstage interaction and
Hmm.
how they're kind of starting to put together their little whatever mutual agreement, or bigger picture ideology they have going on. But I do like the pairing. At first I didn't, because I was like, man, Carmelo's just finna be like background
I feel
to the
like
Miz, but
because
that's not how it's coming across anymore. Like, Carmelo, you could see a little bit more arrogance, a little bit more confidence building up. It's giving him time to talk, and Miz is like a good person to bounce, or like not spar with, because they're on the same side, but like back and forth in like a backstage promo, or out in the front of the crowd live. Like, Miz is really good on the mic.
right.
So it gives Carmelo Hayes a chance to show what he can also do on the mic, complimenting, one another. Because, I mean, like in NXT, Carmelo had Trick Williams,
Yeah.
which he's okay. But, like, we all know Miz can talk.
Hmm.
So this is like, I really feel like this pairing is going to help Carmelo be himself. Like, Miz is going to bring that
I
out.
feel like it also is going to prepare to bring in Trick Williams. Cause you see, he is changing his little attitude lately at NXT.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I hope it's it leads to something like that. But, like, right now, I need Carmelo, to keep being featured, to be a part of something, which he is currently.
Right.
It doesn't come across as like Miz and our truth. It is nothing like that. I don't get the feeling of nothing like that. I don't know. I'm hoping that this leads to something good. So yeah, we have the Miz and Aleister Black match. Aleister, cool entrance. Um, the match itself was nothing special. Not in my opinion.
Nah.
Like, it's skippable. It's he hits Miz with a spin kick, Black Mass. 1, 2, 3. Mello didn't really interfere much in the match. Like, he
No.
attempted to at one point. Like, stand on the apron or whatever, and it just kind of like made Alistair turn towards him. Miz tries to roll him up, but only for a 2 count. Miz, I mean, Alistair Black's a striker.
Yeah.
Okay, he boom catches Miz off guard, sets him up for the black mass, like I already mentioned. 1, 2, 3. Have a nice day. Alistair Black and Carmelo Hayes have like a stare down after the match, which didn't really lead to anything else, but it makes us wonder, okay, what's next for them two?
Yeah. We'll see what happens next week. 'Cause I'm pretty sure they're gonna do Carmelo Hayes versus Aleister Black, and if they do, I know it's gonna be a great match. But at the same time, unfortunately, Carmelo Hayes gonna have to take the L too after he just won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
I don't know. I think Carmelo, look, this is the WWE. Everybody don't have to be Goldberg when they just because they signed to a company, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or re-sign to a company. But like, although I don't want Alistair to be like one of those win one, lose one, win one, lose one. I think Carmelo needs to outsmart Alistair, cheat to win, because right now this is in him. This is his stage of like learning some tricks from a veteran like the Miz, who wasn't one of the big guys. Like, he was a smaller guy on the roster, but he was like enough of a scumbag to do whatever it would take to win a match,
Hmm.
because he wasn't one of
That's
the
why I
bigger
feel like
guys.
Trick Williams, when he moves up to SmackDown, is gonna be partnered with them. Is right? He gonna be partnered with them, or that's when they're gonna somehow break Trick and no, sorry, Carmelo and the Miz up, so Trick and him can be
Look,
together.
Mello and Miz, that's gonna be Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty.
Mm.
I feel like that's because we all know Carmelo Hayes has that swag like Shawn Michaels did back in the day, right? In the 90s. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on some, like, we're thinking the Miz is probably gonna end up like, okay, what's Miz's angle? But it's like,
Mm.
we all know Carmelo Hayes is best as a heel.
Oh, of
So
course.
it's only right that he comes out as a heel. Miz comes out as, a tweener, like he's always been, more of a heel, but you know what I mean.
Hmm.
And then we get the party started with Trick and Mello again.
But we'll see what happens. Um, a match I didn't like was why was sorry, Piper Niven having hard time with Zelina. I don't get it. She's like Piper Niven's like twice, 3 times, whatever her size. It's already
Well,
upsetting. She
right now
took the
they're
belt
doing
off of Chelsea
charity work.
Green.
They're doing charity
Yeah.
work right now. Alistair Black just came in. Did I mention they're married? Right? So they're doing charity work. Alistair comes in. Zelina has the match, wins the United States Championship. Nice doing business with you. Yeah, well, let her have it for maybe at least for a full pay-per-view cycle, and then she'll drop it to somebody. Maybe Chelsea Green again. Who knows? Sorry for the interruption. Back to your title reign. you
Right.
know.
Well, that concludes our SmackDown review. Not much to say besides I can't wait till they go back to 2 hours because I feel like SmackDown is just trying to drag and force himself to make it a 3 hour show at this point.
Yeah, and also forcing me to fall asleep because, wow, like, sometimes SmackDown is just very boring, and I mean, it's like right there they have what they need to make it a better show, but man, it's 3 hours and it's filler.
Exactly. So thank you for listening to the Wrestling Bubble. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell and hit the like button. Also, leave us a comment what you think of SmackDown tonight. And soon, stay tuned. We'll be going live soon. All right?